Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Kujira no Kora wa Sajou ni Utau, or Children of the Whales, episode 4. Now, we're going to have to talk about what happened with the show for a second. But basically we're doing episode 4 now. It came out actually like a week ago, but the subs weren't out for a while, and I think the official subs, I finally found it at a website that isn't completely sketchy. It sucks that there was no really official subs that I could watch, but it's not on Crunchyroll, or at least wasn't as of the last time I checked. And yeah, still not there, and I've heard that the official subs are going to be held back and released all at once the season's done airing in Japan, which kind of sucks, because I want to watch it week to week, as do most people watching most things. So yeah, I want to watch the show week to week, but I finally found it at a place that isn't completely sketchy, so I believe that these are fan subs. But episode 4 and 5 are out already, and I wanted to do both of them in one video just to be caught up, but there was so much content just in this one episode. I was like, okay, it's going to take me a whole full video's amount to talk about everything in this episode. So episode 5's review will be up in maybe like a couple days, 2 days, 3 maybe at the most. But basically right after this I'm going to be starting work on the review of the next one. So I guess that's it. Pretty much I'm going to be doing fan subs because I think the official subs aren't really coming out week to week. So yeah, let's start talking about episode 4 though. So Suo is finally called down by the elders, who at this point you already know from my previous reviews that I can't stand, because it really, what screwed them over was lack of knowledge here. If they knew about everything that was going on, they could have better defended themselves. They could have lived in more safety probably. But because they were kept in the dark, they had to face all this pain and suffering that might have not been so harsh if they had been prepared for it a bit more. And the elders don't seem like they have super noble reasons for it. They just seem kind of sketchy. But they make Suo the next chief and say that they plan to sink the mud whale so that everyone can have a peaceful way to die instead of being murdered or executed. Because they were exiled from the country of the people chasing them, but now they're to be executed. But I'm not sure how much we can believe from the elders. There's probably some deeper stuff to it there. Byakuroku is one of the elders. He seems very confused and senile, but he says that he doesn't want to die. Suo says that he's not going to let them all die. He's not going to go through with this plan. Byakuroku says that, and I hope I got the name right. If I didn't, I'll correct that some other time in future reviews. But he says that Falena knows everything, and we heard that name already before from Lycos, so we can assume that Falena is the name of the mud whale, or the mud whale's noose, sort of like Lycos was the name of the noose that was on the island ship that they found her on. So I would guess that means that Falena is the name of the mud whale, or the spirit of the mud whale, or whatever. So the eye-patch captain guy restrains Suo, knocks him out, and they say that they must protect the underground. We see the defense girl from last episode back again. She says she can't read. She talks to Chakuro and sort of forms a bond with him. She says that only he and Oni fought back during the executions or exterminations, whatever, and says to call her Ginshu Nesan. She has sort of a Nesan complex. Nyeri shows up to Chakuro and is really sketchy, the way she teleported around and stuff, but I think it was some sort of vision of the mud whale spirit. And during this she tells Chakuro of the souls of the fallen. He sees Sammy during all this, as well as my waifu gone too soon. What was her name? Taisha. Chief Taisha. So yeah, he sees Sammy. He says that without Sammy he's lost the will to go on. But she says that no, you still have a mission to do, and that's carried on by Taisha saying your mission is to chronicle and witness the truth. And to do that, you're going to need to witness the truth until the end. So I like that, sort of telling him you have to live until you die. You have to do everything until the end of whatever this story is going to be. I like the whole crazy prophetic dream sequence, because the crazy prophetic dream sequence is something that's been done in other shows, video games, movies, that I generally find to be a pretty cool sequence of scenes. So I was cool with that. Also, they say if he doesn't connect everyone, everything will end, and he sees Lycos, Oni, and Suo. I think it was just those three. Then we have Neri snapping back to normal, and she tells Chakuro about the plan that the elders have to sink the mud whale. So it seems like maybe Neri is a normal girl, but she gets taken over by the spirit of the mud whale here and there. Which is cool, because this might mean that Falena, or the spirit of the mud whale, is perhaps a noose like the rest, but instead of taking people's emotions, they're sort of the betrayer noose who saw the importance of emotions and wanted to keep people having them. So Falena is the traitor, and these people are just the descendants of those that were loyal to Falena. Then Lycos says that they were taught where she was that Falena is the island of hell. And she was like, well, that's obviously not true. We're the ones that brought hell. They find out the underground is in the bowels below the prison. They need to go save Suo now, who is being trapped there. So before they do that, they go collect everyone. Maso is kind of collapsing from being tired and using his powers a bunch. But he and the other two guys, the ones that invent a bunch of stuff, I guess they called themselves the workshop guys. I don't remember each of their names, but we've seen them almost every episode. But they go to contact them and tell them the truth. So then the five of them, Chakuro, Lycos, and those three, go off to try to break into the underground. Then after that, they go to try to recruit the Balmoles and Oni. They see the prisoner is still alive, and I'm thinking the prisoner could be saved like Lycos. All they have to do is wait, because without them having their emotions stolen by the noose, then just like what happened with Lycos, once she stopped being around the noose, they should eventually get their emotions back and come back to their senses. So this could end up being not really an important character, but maybe an allied character for them once they get their emotions back. Or maybe they could want to get rid of their emotions again. Maybe they could get their emotions back and say, oh, I do not like this. Sort of like the opposite of what's going on with Lycos, so that we can see from that other perspective. So yeah, I think the prisoner can be saved, but they leave the prisoner with Oni and just waltz on out of there. Maso takes out the guards at the entrance to the prison. And then as more guards are coming, we have Ginshu show up again and fights to help Chakuro because he called her One-sama, and she has the One-sama complex. Then Captain Eyepatch is guarding the entrance to the underground. He leaves them to go confront Oni, though, so that he can fight him, and it seems like he's just doing what he wants. He isn't really following orders. He wants to fight Oni, see what he's got. So then Chaso, Chakuro, and Lycos go underground while the other two remain to search the prison cells. And then once they get down there, they find the noose sort of fused with a throne. At least I think that's the noose fused with a throne, and Neri sitting on it. So yeah, incredible episode. Like I said, there was too much. I didn't feel like I could go through all of this and go through the next episode all in one video and have it and give each thing enough time on its own. But yeah, I thought there was just so much shoved in the episode. Like, I kept writing notes and watching, and I'm like, this episode is still not even close to over. So I thought it was great. I love the characters so far, and it feels like no one is safe, which is great. I honestly feel like any character, even ones that seem like they could be main characters, could go at any time. Not in a cheesy, oh, everyone dies so don't care about anyone sort of way that some of these overly dark anime that are so dark they forget how to tell a good story go for. It feels like nobody is safe, but it feels like you should care about all of them. So I think it's good. It has a really good depth of story. We're just barely scratching the surface of what's going on. We don't know anything about the mainland or these other ships or anything. We don't know anything about the noose. So yeah, there's just so much we don't know yet, and so much to see in the story. So I think it's great. For this episode, a score as a whole, I'm just because there was so much in it, and so much of what was in it was really, really good. The art quality is still above anything else for me this season. I'm giving it 9.5. Don't want to give it a perfect score yet still, because it didn't really hit that emotional beat yet. I mean, maybe, did I give the last one a perfect score? I don't remember. Either way, this one's getting 9.5 from me. 9.5 prophetic dream sequence, 9.5 Onesamas out of 10. So, yeah, that's it. 9.5 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you did like it, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's episode. Well, episode 4, kind of last week's episode. What you thought of my thoughts on it and all that. We'll be reviewing episode 5 in a couple days, like I said. Yeah, I guess that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. If you want a link to our Discord server, ask and I'll give you one. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.